The age of the universe is thought to be 13.7 billion years, and there's a question that comes to mind. Why did Allah wait so long, God forbid, to create man? There's actually a big contradiction in this question. If a man notices this contradiction, this question will be answered at once. Before mentioning the contradiction, let's start the answer by asking a question. Think of a movie with deep meanings that you've seen. You know, sometimes you watch it repeatedly to grasp the meanings. Let it be such a movie. If you watch this movie at 50 times speed, would you understand it? The movie would start and end immediately. Would you capture those deep meanings, those connections between the parts? Of course not. You wouldn't even be able to figure out the movie's main plot. Or suppose that you're watching a football match, Champions League final match, a crucial match, but the speed of the video is still at 50 times. You wouldn't be able to understand the story of the match, nor would you be able to see any positions to impress you and make you say, wow, what a position! You would see the goals as just numbers in the end. Neither the movie nor the match will be understandable. Naturally, it would be unwise to broadcast the movie and the match at that speed. In fact, like these examples, the universe is like an adventure with deep meanings and connections among dates. Just imagine we open our eyes and are in this world. We try to understand this giant universe and realize its meaning. Why and how was the universe created? Why and how did we come here? Where will we go when this process is over? We try to find answers to all these questions. If there was no waiting, like in the question, and chronology, would it be wise if everything was created at once? Allah is all-wise. In other words, He does everything in the most convenient, logical, and helpful way. For example, if the universe had been created in an instant, and man was created in an instant, would we talk about the evolution of man over time? However, the world was opened as a field of education, a school. It's a school where we try to get to know the names of Allah. That's why man needs to see and observe, step by step, as in the movie, to understand the details and the connections very well. For example, a seed goes through many stages until it becomes a tree. We observe those stages over time, and we read the names of Allah such as Al-Fattah, Al-Razaq, and Al-Muzayyin. Since this is a book, and we read it, the existence of a process here and a man's coming to an end in it, reading that book carefully is the most logical and wise thing to do. There are many split frames to understand the film's meaning. Similarly, there are frames divided into many time zones for human beings to understand the universe. As for the big contradiction in the question, the missed point is this. We forget that the word wait can't be used for Allah. The concept of time began with the Big Bang, that is, with the creation of matter, with the universe. So, can we talk about time for Allah, who created the universe and time? Allah is not affected by the sun He creates, nor is He affected by the time He creates. Naturally, there's no such thing as time for Allah. Waiting also indicates a period of time here. You're waiting for something. You're in the time zone. So it is fundamentally a wrong question. For example, consider a mirror in your hand. Let there be past tense, present tense, and future tenses on the ground. When the mirror is in the middle, we suddenly lift the mirror upwards. The more we lift the mirror, the more it starts to cover and see the past, the present, and the future. If we raise the mirror endlessly, it will naturally see the past, present, and future simultaneously. We can think of Allah's infinite knowledge like that. Allah, who is not bound by time, is dominant over all times simultaneously. 13.7 billion years ago is the same for Allah as now. In other words, Allah did not wait. We came to the world according to our order of creation. Waiting, that is, chronology, is valid for us humans. When we consider it physically, time depends on matter and its movement. It is a relative concept. In the Qur'an, the relativity of time is emphasized in a few verses. It is said in a verse that one day is equivalent to 1,000 years. It is stated in another verse that a day is 50,000 years. Time is a relative variable concept depending on the situation and the person. How can we understand its variability? For example, let's think about a dream. What happens in the dream? We can feel like an event took years or days. But once we wake up, we say, oh, 1 minute or 10 minutes passed. So we can understand the relativity of time. Or think about the classes we took in high school. When we attended the difficult lessons, such as physics and chemistry, it seemed like the lessons took too long. But when there was no teacher or there was a physical education class, the time was short, and it ended immediately. So time is a variable concept, not a fixed thing. then 13.7 billion years is 13.7 billion years from our point of view. If we talk about Allah, who created time, we can neither speak about time nor waiting. In other words, this relative concept's calculation of 13.7 billion years is valid for us. In this regard, we also forget the following. Humans are not the only created beings. For example, angels, jinn, animals, plants, and many creatures we do not know were also created. Allah has created many beings. For example, jinn. They are creatures created before humans, and they are also tested like us. For example, some of them are believers while others are disbelievers. They were also created in a suitable period of time. So I mean this, viewing an event only from a human perspective and saying, why did man come at the end, wouldn't be an appropriate approach, because there are many created beings other than humans. Creatures such as angels and jinn that were created before man were created at the most appropriate time. Humans were also created at the most appropriate time when they were sent down to this world. We can also think of it as follows. The most important aspect of a tree is its fruit. Fruit comes out last. Man is the most important fruit of this universe and came last. There's another thing. Some questions won't harm you even if you don't know the answer. This is such a question. Think about it. Allah creating man at the beginning of the universe or creating him 13.7 billion years later is just a choice. It doesn't change anything in terms of belief. So an atheist or a deist can't say, I left religion because I couldn't find the answer to this question. Or if a Muslim doesn't know the answer to this question, it doesn't mean that there is any weakness in Islam. In other words, this question doesn't prove the non-existence of Allah, nor does it prove that Islam is wrong. It is just one of the issues in which we try to understand Allah's choices. We'll end the video by saying this. If you have many more questions like this and you're looking for the answer, you can easily find the answers you're looking for by reading the works of Risale Nur, which is a tafsir of the Qur'an. There's an answer to every question in Islam. We continue to talk about it.
Hello brothers and sisters, and thank you for watching the video. If you want to take a look at more of our videos like this, you can check the playlists we created specifically for you on the right, or you can check out our latest videos on the left. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel so that we can reach and benefit more people. See you.